Hello everyone. Hey there, hey there. How you doing? So, today, as you might know, we are going to do SnarkU Summer Series Round 2. It's a virtual contest which will be 80 minutes long. It will contain 6 problems. They will be in Russian, but I will be translating them in English. There are no... These rounds are not rounds like elimination rounds. They are just a series of 5 rounds, and the total points you get, it's like at quarter race rating, for example. The amount of points you get throughout the series is your final score, just that. Yeah, so we did pretty well in the first round, even though it was close to actually not doing well. And hopefully today we will do not worse than the first time. I'm gonna start soon. So I will be doing the contest pretty much competitively. I will be using my favorite editor, and I will be kind of mumbling and talking to myself during the round, probably. And then after the round, we will discuss the problems. And then we might also do whatever, some other things for not too long, but anyway. I said easy win because it was actually not easy. I think that's the joke. Yeah, we might take a look at today's education round because I haven't seen it yet. Maybe not. So anyway, it's 22, so it's 10 p.m. in St. Petersburg, in Moscow and in Gondar. 10:04 to be exact. I guess I might start in several minutes. Yep. Yeah, maybe just in 1 minute. In the meantime, you can call your friends and programming tag. Yeah, that's a good point. Let me check. Yeah, you can call your mom too. However you feel fit. And during the round, I will not be reading the chat. I will not be talking to people, obviously. And then I will definitely be reading chat after the round. And perhaps answer some questions. So, do I think if someone solves all code force tasks, he can win on National Olympiad? I mean, how many tasks? How many tasks are there? I think that's just a lot. And if you solve all of them, you just... Basically, yeah, I mean, that's just a lot of tasks. I mean, that's basically the main thing about the Code Forces archive. Well, whatever. Glad to see all of you too. All of you watching. Thanks for coming. And yeah, it's 26. I guess I'll start in 20 seconds then. Here we go. 7 seconds. Okay. Let's go. This is long, this is short. This looks easy, I guess. That meme. Well, I guess I can just go for B. It's not the easiest problem, but it's easy enough, I assume. Okay. Okay. Well, actually, I think it's fine. I guess I can go this. Well, whatever. Okay. Maybe. I don't have to do this, right? I guess. Anyway. I'm not so sure, but might be correct. A space missing between 1 and 2, obviously. Okay. Let's see. Not a blind submission, no. I'm not going for that. Submit. Okay, standings. Yeah, everyone solves B. Okay. Faster than me. Fair enough. Yes. So far, so good. understand. I guess I have to. Down which period of time you will be on that day on business? Okay. From A to B and authors. At least one author is present and that. Oh, okay. We have to pick some segment that we cover this segment and their total cost is as small as possible. I assume. Maybe no. Yeah, looks correct. Okay. No. Let's find a better problem. E. Okay. Okay. This looks easy, I think. Yeah. Is it like trivial or I'm not sure. Right? Yeah. No. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Distance is k, not k minus 1. Okay, 3, 2. Okay. Open, come on. All problems have the blind tag now. I might just miss it in one of them, so let's just refresh all the pages. It's because it's saved from the last round when I did the last submission blindly. It now assumes I want to make all submissions blindly, which is definitely not the case. Okay, correct. Cool. Wow, this problem is so standard, I guess. Wow. How many times a line, a string, a cursive substring, in a substring of text between Li and Ri? Wow. Amazing. Substring, really. Amazing. Okay. I guess I can do some copy-paste stuff, which is suffix array, I assume. Okay. And what next? Yeah, I also have to do some. What is the easiest way? I assume I don't have a copy-paste structure for that. For the last subtask, which is counting the number of occurrences, but anyway. Compare the string with the suffix, which is this one. If my string is no, I need to check. Wait. I want to find the substring which starts from this character. Okay. I want to check if the substring is the prefix of this suffix, or if it's not, then I have to go to the left or to the right. So it's kind of standard binary search. And how exactly do I compare? So the first binary search is if that suffix is strictly smaller, then I go there. Otherwise I go there. And that's my one position. And the other binary search is but here I want to find I can say that if it's a prefix, then it's lower, right? Yeah, so if our string is smaller than that, then yeah. I guess this way, I guess this way, and then, yep, and then we can do offline queries from to yeah, and we make a couple of queries. So queries at from whatever our query number, we have to subtract that. No, okay, whatever. I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, and also I only want to do it in this case. for ints, and I'm obviously too lazy to make structures. So we go with this, and then we can go some kind of fenwick, right? Yep. Also have to implement compare. Oh, yeah, okay, no. Is it right? Yeah, it is. I guess I also can use tie or something like that, but whatever. Result of... Yeah, also I can use plus 14 stuff. Res of id plus equal cof by times finwig get r minus finwig get l minus 1, I assume. And then if I is less than n, I finwig modify. What do I modify with? SA1. I feel like... Okay, whatever. I don't need this, and I don't need this. If it's end of string, then break. Yeah, I think this way. I feel like I'm not doing great, by the way. Sure. Okay. Well, at least it seemingly works. Let's submit. And everyone solved D. Okay. D was a bit annoying, but I guess it's fine. I guess I have to do it then. But it's also very standard, unfortunately. Okay. How do I do that? Okay, cool. Okay, D. How do we do D? It has to be some kind of DP. What's the easiest way? Well, whatever. The first step has to be compress coordinates, I would guess. By the way, you have to use int 1 to 8. Oh, what? Okay. Oh, can I do it? No, I cannot not add them up, right? Just makes no sense. Yeah, I think it's fine. Also, the time periods. Okay. Okay. I guess this is fine. Yeah, whatever. Too much copy paste, but yeah, the fastest way. So now I have to do some kind of dynamic programming, obviously, and it has to be what? Submission on C. Okay. It has to be for each position. Obviously. Well, not really. Yeah. Okay, whatever. I think that first, so I will probably use some kind of a set. Again, this has to be huge, and the other one has to be in, which is class position. And then for each segment, if li is a, I have to in place wi, and integer is ri. Now you have that, and also starts li with this. And this is less than I have to erase this. And then if the set is empty, I assume I have to output -1. Otherwise, I say that dpi is this one. And then for each position, I in place dpi plus wj until rj. I think something like that might be correct. Oh, also I have to restore the answer. Okay, sure. Okay, yeah, I cannot output that. Whatever, I don't have to. I guess I can output one for now to check if it outputs the correct number. How do I get rid of those, by the way? Kind of wonder. Okay. So I have to have some previous, or what is that? It will be the segment ID. So just segment ID is enough, right? Yes. And then here I have to also maintain it. I can just maintain the segment ID instead. So it will be I here. It will be R of the ID here. And then the previous here is second. And then I have to also do J here. Okay. And then previous of core, and core is equal to left of previous of core, right? Whatever. Let's sort anyway. Okay. Let's try. What do we have here? A and C both solved. Okay. C by Radevush and A by someone. The second page, of course, sure. Cool. Yep, I guess C. $40. Okay. Fun. Well. So it's 15, right? Yeah. First and second possible points of location of the next store. What? Actually, interesting. Well, given the number of... Is it because Li is greater than Ri for real? I would not expect that, but this could possibly be. dBi plus Wj. So from here I can go to anywhere, right? So this is the smallest cost to cover it up to this point, and then I just add this to this set. Always pick the smallest one, and then if the right border is less than, then I just erase. I don't know. Looks pretty good to me. Let's... I mean, 20 minutes, but let's try it anyway. Okay, so this is easy, right? Just do some standard dp. Whatever. And also this is not really geometry. No, it's the same, so it's a different bug. I mean, okay. Whatever, let's just do the easy problem. But yeah, given some handicap. Yeah. So okay. And then here I whatever. Yeah. Actually, let's save the distances so I don't call square root too often. Okay. So I have just done this, and then here I need another dp, right? F. Press F to pay respects. fx plus distance from pi minus 1x to qj plus dp jk plus distance from qk to pi y and swap. Okay. 3. Nice answer. Okay, looks correct. And this one looks correct too. So, what's up with D? And also maybe I should read A. But I'm almost done actually, so it's kind of interesting. I'm not sure about the optimal strategy. Wrong answer as well, okay. Oh, so I actually misread the problem, but it was correct on the first example test case and the second example test case because they all have n equal to 2. Amazing. I just misread it so badly. Wow. It might be because of English, but anyway, I am to blame. Not going great. Yeah. I have to choose a point. Yeah, it's just so... Yeah, whatever. Wow. Well, I can still use one part of the solution, but not cool. The other part is different. So to fix it, yeah, cover. Too many vectors? No. Looks good to me. Okay. Minutes. I guess my goal is just to solve all the problems, and I'm not sure I can compete on penalty time now because of 3 submissions, 3 incorrect ones. But then maybe submit A in blind, but not like that. What do I do actually? 200. Is it fast enough? Hope so. PQD from I to V0 plus DP V0 V1 plus PQD from J to V1. No, oh, whoa. What's PI? Still not too many vectors. No. It's all fine. Actually, some people have templates like create a multi-dimensional vector. And Usually I don't feel I need it, but in this case I kind of feel like I'd like to have one. Whatever. So here I just do some binary search and then to set, obviously, right? Yeah. Also precision, no? Like no required precision, right? Cool. I can have all these distances and sort them and then just binary search on them, I guess. How many are there? Whatever. Let's do it. Okay. Yeah, actually I don't like it too much. Yeah. Hopefully I can get away with this, but whatever. So I need two sets, so what's that? I guess I need some graph, which is a directed graph. And I also need some, what's that? Wait. And to set, right? Well, and yeah, and if it's actually larger than that, let's say larger than that plus something like that, then I want to add some kind of condition. Either xi is equal to x XOR 1 or j is equal to y XOR 1. And then if it's empty, then I have no solution, then I have to increase distance. Otherwise I have to decrease it, right? And if I increase it like this, and then here I just output this slow. Well. Yeah. Well, the previous solution also worked for the first test case, first two test cases. Okay, I guess I have to fix D. It's just, okay, Igor solved A. Not going well. So what's the bug in my D? Yeah, also by the way, I still have time to do this. The blood bath. Should have also made the run submission to A, I think. Okay. Okay. Comeback is real. Maybe. Two submissions though. 34 minutes, okay. Is it like just I can't do stuff like that? So what could be the problem? I'm just not sure. I mean, yeah, obviously. Looks good to me. Yeah, I just don't really get it. Yeah. Okay. Loops cannot wrap to one line. Okay. Yeah, it kind of looks standard too. I mean, yeah. It's at least clear what you have to do. Yeah. Uh, actually maybe not so clear. Distance. Oh, yeah, okay. So the left edge is fixed, so yeah, then it's clear. Then it's obviously clear. Okay, what do I do then? I want to fix this one, but how do I do it? I don't fancy right like implementing brute force solution. It's not probably. Oh, brute force solution. I don't like it at all. Well, I guess you got me. Int whatever. Also small letters. Also this. And also I guess just output the value. Okay. Go, go, go. Again, don't do it to me. Yeah, I guess my laptop is not doing great again after an hour. I'm not sure why. What? Amazing! I have misread the problem. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, should I actually go for Russian next time? Come on. How is that possible, even? What the hell? Wow. Wow, okay. Basically, when I wrote the stupid solution, it's actually like okay, I just have to reuse my stupid solution now. Amazing. Wow. Uh, how did it pass 39 test cases? What's that? Ah. It's just amazing. Okay. I guess. Um, whatever. Wow. I'm still amazed at my own ability. Or maybe disability is more correct to say. 436192. Amazing. Okay, whatever. Oh, I also have to output -1. Okay. That's important. Yeah. Okay, 20 minutes. I think I can do it faster than 20 minutes. But then, I guess I have to blind submit. Anyway. Yes. Awesome. Yeah. Send some salt to the chat, please. I'm not watching you, but I know you can. Wow. Um, Okay. The problem statement is not the most clear one. Yeah, it's not easy. I don't really like saying this problem in blind, but maybe I have to. Okay. Okay, so I want to check if I can go up to, yeah, pref mid minus pref I plus mid minus I minus 1, which is this, which is needed for spaces. And so if needed is not greater than j, then this way, otherwise this way, and then we output null. Yeah. Okay. So I need some binary search here. What's that? I need to call full jumps first. So s minus 1 full jumps. How do I do that? No, j here. h cut jumps, right? If it's, yeah, and here I have not to, yeah, and here I do have binary search, so I have 3 binary searches. Well, it's fine. Do I have to do binary search? No, I can do. It's not. It doesn't have to be binary search. Yeah. Yeah. I think just if full jump leads me to n. No, if it does not lead me to 10. Yeah. I think this is okay. And then here I started from add, so I have to restore it here. And then again, and here I just use cut jumps. And also I have s-1 jumps from before, and they add something here as well. Yeah, and otherwise I just start from the position I stopped at. I have s-1 plus h jumps, and then I obviously don't need more than 2 to 20 jumps, right? And here I again make full jumps. Yeah, something like that. 11. Well, let's double check anyway. Yeah, obviously, but still. 1, 1, 1, 1. Does not look good. Oh, okay, okay. Hmm. Have I actually misread it again? I mean, okay. I just wonder. What? It just makes no sense to me. I mean, I can't figure out the output, like why the output is such, but what? Why? first line and the height of the picture, and then the smallest number of non-empty strings, lines, whatever. But why? How do I fix it? Hmm. Eight minutes. Wow. Can I just skip rows? I mean, is it what? It's sometimes profitable to skip rows, but that just makes no sense to me. No. Wait, so the distance is the distance is 9 characters is the width, and then I have 3, 4. Yeah, it just makes no sense to me, even in Russian. So, okay, so one assumption is that here I have to also add age. Then here I have to just almost always output age. Oh, so it's not even s minus 1. No, it is. It is. Is it? Yeah, it is. And then here I just output that, but that just makes no sense to me at all. But how else can I fix it? What else can I do? Whatever. Maybe I'm just throwing it, but I just want to see what happens. Okay. So now someone can beat me on penalty, but I just don't care, I assume. Okay. So what do we have here? We've actually had a raid from Live Overflow. Thanks so much for raiding. So yeah, here I was doing some competitive programming, which is I was doing Snark Summer Series. So you had a link in the chat. So it was a contest of 6 problems for 80 minutes, so it's a pretty short one and intense. And the problems are in Russian, but I was trying to read them in English. But I failed because two of the problems, I just misread 2 of the problems. And then the third one also made no sense to me. So, yeah, as far as I can see in the chat, but like the problem looks wrong, right? Because so it's just greedily fill the rows, right? But you don't have to greedily you don't have to greedily fill the rows. If you want to minimize the number of non-empty lines, you don't have to do it greedily. Whatever. Quite depressive, actually. Is it? Yeah, sorry. I mean, I'm not depressed about not beating anyone or beating anyone here. I was kind of depressed with myself not reading both C and D correctly. It was just, I don't know. Just I made up some problems, some different problems, which are not better than these ones, but still different problems. So yeah, I just wonder. So on problem C, I thought that you have to kind of pick one position for each of 200 pairs, and then you have to just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and minimize the total of the total distance. But here you have to minimize the maximum distance. And then I made the same bug in D, actually. When reading problem D, I wanted to minimize the total inconvenience. And then nothing bugged me when I saw like 10 to 18, and I had to add such numbers. And I saw that I need to use int 1 to 8, which is definitely not something desired. And then you actually have to minimize the maximum again. I don't know. Problem S is, as you can see here, a fake testing problem. So it's just a problem where you can submit solutions if you want to test if your solution is fast enough on the server. So you will always get an answer on test 1, but this problem has time limit of 30 seconds and memory limit of 520 megabytes. So then, okay, I just disappeared from the standings somehow. What? I guess I didn't do the round. Yeah, 39 tests and samples on D. It's just insane. Yeah. Yes. Oh, it updated. Sorry. But you were rank 1. Yeah. Okay. So, how did you like it? What else do you have to say? I guess overall I was doing pretty well. And most problems I was just getting correct from like compilation, luckily maybe. Even if I misread them, I think they were correct from my first understanding. So it's good enough, I assume. New webcam angle. Yeah. What else? Yeah, just a moment. statement is E. Is it R2? Let's check. Yeah, E is also, I mean, E is like, yeah, one question in E I had was whether the queue can just intersect itself. I guess it cannot, but maybe it even can. I guess it doesn't matter, but it's just weird. You wish all problems are unrated except E. Yeah, sure. What's wrong with your F, by the way? It's weird. Blind submission. Time limit exceeded. Wow. Unlucky. Yep. So, just a moment. I'm muted. Good night, Kevin. But it's actually afternoon, right? At where you are. Anyway, good night. Oh, yeah. I think I might have a call now, indeed. Are we having it? Okay, it's ongoing. Let's check. Yeah, you can't hear me because I haven't joined the call yet. I will join it right now. Twitch chat has a pretty small lag, I think, yeah. Okay, I have joined the call. Hello. Yeah, now I have to figure out how to. So can you say something?
Okay, Twitch chat, can you guys hear the call?
Yeah, Twitch chat, can you hear Andrew?
And me?
You can, okay. Cool.
All
and
right.
also
I
Igor.
think
So
you guys are coming through in my Twitch
chat. So we
chat.
have Andrew here and Igor Kulikov.
Let me turn your volume up a little bit.
Eknerwala and Igor, respectively. Hey guys.
Hi.
So you also did this contest? So Igor solved 5 problems, as you can see. All problems except problem C.
Oh, actually,
Andrew solved
I
all
haven't
problems
really solved
except
problem
F.
enough, but we can go about it later.
Okay. So
yes, you already noticed that problem A has some weird state.
Yeah. Yeah, so
okay.
What did you guys think of this contest? I had a lot of trouble understanding a lot of the problem statements.
I had a problem in Russian, so I have no problems.
Sorry.
Anywhere, even in problem A, it's about like problem I understand that there could be like some different understandings, but sample case like solved any doubts about what was meant, despite it's not what was written.
Can I actually add maybe your?
Yeah. It was definitely.
Can I have your faces on the stream? How do you think?
Sorry.
Sure. Why not? Let me turn on the cam.
It might be a little tricky. I don't know if I can. I don't think I can turn on video.
Okay.
If you want to see my face, I think you should go to my stream.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I can turn on yours.
Let me just paste a multi-link.
Eknerwala. Okay, I guess I can do this.
By the way, talking about Umnik, your misunderstanding of problem D.
I think this link should work.
Let's check. I guess I can do this.
Yeah, I think.
By the way,
I think I pasted a Twitch. I pasted a multi-Twitch link here. Let me paste it here as well. I think this should work for the two of our streams, and if anyone wants to watch. Yeah, I'm also streaming right now. I pre-recorded my video, and I'm was just watching it here on stream with y'all. So if any of you guys are interested, you guys can hop on. If any of you guys want to see when I start streaming, you can follow me as well. Just shamelessly shelling out.
And here we also have Yegor.
Hi.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Squad streaming.
Is Yegor also streaming?
Squad streaming, right?
No. I'm not streaming today.
Okay.
Yes. Unfortunately, Squad Stream is for partners only, and we are not yet cool enough for that.
Squad stream is part. What? Sorry.
But yeah, this is.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's for Twitch partners only. So we're not Twitch partners yet, right?
Yeah.
Unless
but
maybe you are. I'm not.
It's my second. I mean,
and so
I checked the conditions.
not
so
yet.
I had like two. I had two.
Yeah.
So it's my second day in the month that I'm streaming, and I have to stream like 12 days a month to be a partner. I guess it's not that easy.
First step is to
it's like a good number of days.
First step is affiliate.
We can hit it if we try.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe we can even make enough content.
Right.
Contest. I mean, yeah.
Well,
actually, when I type content, I often mistype it as contest, and now I even mispronounced it. Yeah, whatever. So we can go on for problems. So
yeah, making contest and making content. Maybe they're. Yeah, so on my stream I finally solved from A. It took me I like Igor said, I had to look at the samples to actually understand what was going on. But it took me a long time. And problem E was super confusing to me.
Problem E, yeah, it's like the easiest problem, I guess. I mean, obviously, it's the easiest problem.
Maybe B. Maybe D actually. It's about the same.
Yeah.
All of them.
I thought E was a lot simpler than B or D. B and E were a lot simpler than D, I think.
Yeah, obviously.
I don't agree. D is like.
Unless maybe you guys did D a different way.
Binary search and it's all.
For me, it was not the top. I mean,
I think
binary
searched.
The problem
maybe is smart. I just maintain intervals.
No, I don't want to go there.
Maintain intervals, so you just add intervals one by one, and then you just erase the parts which become covered, right? Is that the solution you are talking about, Andrew?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, okay. I guess it's not the easiest one, but
yeah, I started off with like AB and then I erased as I went, but it was.
Binary search is much easier.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, actually, it's funny. Like you could see what I did on stream. So I implemented a solution, and I implemented a different solution, and I just copied it to make the correct one.
Actually, Omnic, I think, did the same thing. Because he didn't realize during the contest.
Right.
Wow. Okay.
About the problems in the statement, like that he misread the statements. But I tried to misread the statements, really tried to. But then I realized that some of his long is kinda in.
Yeah, I mean, but it didn't stop me. I think it's fine. What's wrong with adding long?
I decided to repeat the statement.
Hey, how did you guys solve F so quickly?
So my solution on F actually should time limit.
What was your approach?
What?
My approach was like I have a suffix automaton where I try to online add letters one by one and keep how many times this node can reach the end of the string, right? How many substrings how many time substrings that
You can maintain that over a suffix automaton?
No, you actually can't. I mean, on a string of all A's, it would be O often squared.
Okay, and
but
then
it passes tests anyway.
Okay. My solution was should probably not time limit.
Oh, so you just did quadratic time?
I didn't know it was quadratic during the contest. I hadn't realized it.
Well, I implemented this after contest. Interesting. So I implemented this after contest, and I ended up doing something with like, well, you can either just build the suffix array with linear time suffix array or something of all things, or you can do like a whole Corsic on the queries and stuff. But it took me a long time to implement, and I was just really surprised that you guys all solved it so fast.
Oh, a Corsic on the queries. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's not easy.
Also that Corsic.
Is it easy? I'm not sure which one is easier. So for me, basically, I mean, it was like suffix array. You just do suffix array. Then for each query, you have a segment, which is the segment of suffixes which start from this query stream. And then you want, then you treat all the suffix array positions as integers, and you want to find the number of positions in this interval on this segment of an array. And then it's just, you can do some kind of merge sort tree if you want to answer queries online, or you can just do them offline with sweepline.
Yeah, by the way, I was very surprised when you tried to do an online.
And you did this in 9 minutes?
Solution.
Well, I copied suffix array and I copied Fenwick tree, and then the rest, I did the rest in 9 minutes. You were surprised.
How do you, for the suffix tree, you copied suffix tree.
I copied suffix array, but I mean, I think the suffix tree is even easier. I'm just too used to solving problems with suffix array in general. I think suffix tree is kind of easier.
Sorry, how do you binary search on the suffix array?
You just binary search, and then in
do you just binary search one character at a time?
No. You just binary search the position in suffix array, and then you compare the query string and the suffix. And then the complexity is a logarithm of n times the length of the query string. So in total, it's not much.
Oh, right, because you just compare the query string. Okay, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's still crazy that you managed to implement that in 9 minutes.
Nice solution, yes. I liked
it. Also, in problem, there was a question in my chat. So in problem D, it was not obvious if the segments include the right border. It was from A to B, and then is it like A to B inclusive, or is it like a moment?
It doesn't make sense because like the segments include not only integer numbers but all the numbers between A and B.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I treated it as closed intervals over the reals, which I think is the right treatment. Yeah,
I guess. Another part for me was that I saw that A was strictly smaller than B, and that's why I assumed that it should be like the segments of moments of time and not the positions, because otherwise it could be equal, and then it would make a segment of length 1.
Right. There is still like
the
real world.
I mean, I couldn't read any of this, so I just had to hope that it was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So.
Yeah. Well, congrats, Kennedy, on finishing this faster than 300 IQ by a bunch.
Yeah. I don't think that the contest was very innovative, but anyway, I mean, it was a good train anyway. I think I had to type some stuff in 9 minutes, which is...
Right. Also, do you do any blind submits? Have you just been not doing any blind submits ever?
If you watch the first round, I did one in the first round, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And
what are your thoughts on blind submits?
What?
What are your thoughts on blind submits?
What are my thoughts? So yeah, just to make sure that everyone knows in the chat. So blind submission is you can submit your solution. When you submit a solution, you can choose the mode of submission. It can be open or blind. And if you submit it open, it's just the standard ICPC testing. You get the result immediately, the verdict. And then the blind submission is you don't get the verdict, but then you only can only submit the problem once. But then if it's correct, then you get some deduction from penalty time. And the harder the problem is, the more deduction you get. So basically, this system is only used in Snark News series. It also was used in Yandex algorithm some time ago, right?
Sure. Until it ended, basically.
Yeah, but actually there are some news that it's reviving, so we should be optimistic about that. Maybe it will use the same system, but maybe not. So my thoughts, I don't know. Basically, I used to use blind submissions always. So my first several years, I guess, with this system was just always try to blind submit, and then spend as much time testing as you need. So I was just making sure each problem is correct. So I was spending way too much time actually just doubting if my submission is correct, if I should submit it now, or maybe I should test, and then. And then when at some point I just decided that, yeah, I mean, it's just too stressful. You just have to test every submission. You just doubt yourself like every time. I thought that, okay, it's just some series when I can have fun. And also if you fail a blind submission, you just drop in the standings too much. So I just thought that, okay, I can as well just have some fun and just submit everything openly. And it's just much more enjoyable to do the contest. You just write the solution, you submit it. You don't have to think about anything. So eventually, I just switched to not using any blind submissions. Even in the finals of the last up-to-date Yandex algorithm, I used 0 blind submissions. Even though maybe sometimes it's good. For example, last time in the last contest, I could not beat the guys who solved 5 problems without the blind submission, and in the end I just had no time to test my solution. Well, basically I had some 5 minutes to just spend on testing and then just submit it. But that's just a rare case. I usually don't use them at all.
Yeah. I tried to use blind submissions. Well, first of all, if I don't understand the problem statement, I pretty much never blind submit, and that's why I essentially could not blind submit anything in this contest.
Good point. I was going to submit A blindly in this contest, but I just decided not to.
Yeah, I was too scared to submit A blindly, even with like 4 minutes left. And then, but yeah, I try to submit blind when it's like standard data structures that like, you know, I've typed a billion times and it can't really be wrong. Or if it's just like some DP, like it's usually fine to submit blind. But beyond that, I don't really do that.
But also
much.
For the easy problem, you don't get too much deduction, right?
Yeah. Well, I think hard but standard data structures are a good candidate for blind submissions.
So like problem F today, Kevin can disagree.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah.
Something more about blind submissions, actually. When it first started, I think blind submissions was 1.5 points instead of 1.
Yeah, correct.
Then it was 1.2 points. And then it was just penalty bonus.
Yeah,
obviously.
If it's worth points, then you have to blind submit a lot more.
Right. Obviously. Sure. Because you just solved 4 problems and you just beat everyone who solved 6, right?
I don't think technically Yandex algorithm is revived, because I think it's Yandex championship with algorithm track. Not exactly the same thing.
Well, I think it's quite the same. Don't you think so? It looks.
There was a couple Yandex championships before.
I agree. But here it's like the name is algorithm track. Like it cannot be a coincidence.
But it was Yandex algorithm, and now it's Yandex championship.
True. I mean, of course you're right. But hopefully it will still be a high quality competition that we will all enjoy.
Sure. I hope so. Not like last time.
And the last, but maybe the last, but not the least, is happy birthday to Andrew.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Andrew has happy birthday today, and he's streaming today, which is quite a commitment. So we should all appreciate that and send some happy birthdays to the chat.
Yeah. You guys. I think it's about time. I think I'm gonna sign off and go have some lunch. So thank you guys all for tuning in. Follow me if you want to see when I go live. And yeah, see you guys all later.
Yeah,
Bye,
thanks a
Gennady.
lot
Bye,
for following my
Yes,
stream.
bye, Gennady.
And
Bye, Andrea.
hope you had fun. Yeah, thanks. Okay, here we go. Yeah, you should for sure go and subscribe to Andrew's YouTube. Yeah, so we have Andrew here. I guess we can close this. Just a moment. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Here we go. And you can also definitely follow Eknerwala on Twitch as well as YouTube. Yeah. Thanks again to Andrew and Igor for chatting. I think it was pretty nice. I guess we should include more of this after the next rounds. And yeah, so which problem was the hardest? It's hard to say. I mean, problem A was just incorrect. It's kind of incorrect, but then the idea is not hard. I mean, I think that idea-wise, maybe none of them. I mean, for me, I can judge. It depends on from what perspective I judge. From what, like what level should I assume? But then for me, when I understand all the problems correctly, like all of them are quite easy. I mean, in this contest, it's definitely not true in general. It's just far from true. But in this particular contest, most of the problems are just you read it and then you kind of understand what you have to do. Maybe A was the one that had some fine-tuning the most, but then yeah, here, like, technically, I guess F was the hardest to implement, but then if you have something to copy-paste, maybe it's still not hard. Yeah, and reading statements is definitely the hardest part. I agree totally. Yeah, but still, I guess it's fine. We have a link now. What's that? How to read problem statements, yeah, for sure. Maybe I should give this blog a try. Problem X is the hardest, yes. It's the hardest in every contest of this type. For which problem did I feel like, why am I writing this code? For none of them. It was not too annoying. I think F would have been annoying if I had 0 pre-written code. But then, actually, one of the points of pre-written code is also one way to improve like the fun, the enjoyment I get from the contest. Like this especially. Just because I don't have to type the stuff. I mean, obviously, it's not like you still have to learn algorithms. It's not like you just prepare a library and then just use it everywhere and then just not understand what's going on inside. For me, I was using the no pre-written code for a very long time. But yeah, afterwards, I became kind of annoyed at contests like this. Maybe contests like Snarky Series was one of the motivations for me to start a library. So that when you have a library, it's much more enjoyable to do them. Yeah, we actually have not discussed the problem solutions in depth today. Yeah, Bahrain, thanks for the feedback. I agree with that. Actually, when I tried to watch the last stream, the sound was not perfect, and I should definitely get a better mic if I want to do more streaming. I agree with that, but for now, I will be bearing with what I have, and then potentially I will get a better one. Anyway, the biggest takeaway from this contest is definitely, actually, I mean, it's not like I had problems with problem statements because they were translated to English. Like both C and D clearly say maximum and maximum. You have to minimize maximum and maximum. And I just read like minimize the sum and the sum. I don't know how. Basically, I just have to be more careful when reading problems. I think it's fine enough. So yeah, for the problems, for C, you have to do TSP-DP and check all pairs of stores. Yeah, it's kind of true, but then there's also one more part. So basically the problem is, so basically one thing is definitely you have to do some kind of TSP. So we have 15 here, as you can see, this 1, 5 is definitely 15. We have to do TSP. So first, what I did in my solution was this is the DP. And this DP basically finds the shortest distance to go through vertices of this mask, starting from I and ending with J. And then in the end, I use this DP only with the mask of all points, and starting from some point and ending at some point. That's what I am using. So yeah, that's one part. So I want to find, for each starting point and ending point, I want to find the shortest distance to go from one, to the other, visiting all the rest in the process. And that's a pretty standard DP. And then the other part of the problem is you have to choose for each store. So each store has two possible locations. For each store, we have two possible locations. And then we want to choose for each store one of the two possible locations, so that the maximum possible distance that the device will travel on the way would be minimal. And so it turns out that we can, we have to choose one of the two. So we want to minimize the maximum distance, so we can do binary search on the result, on the answer, on this distance. So assume you have some upper bound for the result. Let's say it's X. And then we want to find out if it's possible to choose one of the two places for each store, so that all the distances from each store to each store is at most X. And to do that, we have, it's kind of, I guess it has to be two set. It is two set, yeah. Which is, you have to choose for each store, you have to choose one or the other value. So you have n variables, and then true variable is equal to true means pick location 1 for store I, and false is location 2. And then you have some conditions saying that if you choose that location for one store and the other location for the other store, the distance is too large. So if distance for store I location Li and store J location Lj is greater than X, then you have a condition that either I is located at, let's say, not Li, or J is located at not Lj. And we can just formulate this as a clause for the toSet. And you just solve the toSet after binary search. That's the solution here. Yeah, it really was for each store, yeah. So basically, you do binary search, and then you write down all the clauses for all such pairs. And then if toSet has a solution, then you have to lower the bound. Otherwise, you have to, well, increase the bound. Yeah, so that was problem C. And then problem B was DP. Yeah, so problem B was we have two sequences, and you want to find the number of pairs of equal subsequences. And I'm not sure if there is a simpler solution. Mine is simple enough, I guess, but just I'm not sure about that. So with DP, you can do a simple. Okay. Let's save it here. So here, you can basically do DP ij, which is number of pairs of equal subsequences ending at AI and bj. I even did toSet, but then again I copied toSet. I did not implement it from scratch. Yeah, so number of pairs of equal subsequences ending at AI and bj. And then a slower solution of O of n to the power 4 is you go from dp ij to dp I prime j prime, where I prime is greater than I, j prime is greater than j, and then ai prime is equal to bj prime. So you just this is just a forward dp. So first, for each pair of equal initialize is for each pair ej I, well, ij, such that ai is equal to bj. You set dp ij is equal to 1, and then transitions are like this. Right, so that's n to 4. And then to optimize it, you want to do it faster than that, because the constraints are like 1000. And then n square is something like ij, and let's say flag. Flag is 0 or 1. It means that ai basically it's also the number of pairs of equal subsequences, but then the point is that we, instead of just moving from ij straight to I prime j prime, we can actually we can do it like this. We can do it in n cube first, and then the solution, like the point is from dp ij0 you move to dp I prime j1, where I prime is greater than I, and then from dp ij1 you move to dp ij prime 0, where j prime is greater than j, and ai is equal to bj prime. And then to initialize, same as above, and you set dp ij0 equal to 1. Okay. Yeah. So this way it's also correct. Basically, the difference is that here I had to loop over both I prime and I prime and j prime, and here I just first I move the first pointer and then I move the second pointer, And this way I can optimize it to n cube from n to 4. The flag is just stands for which pointer we are moving next. And it just changes in every transition. So initially we say that 0 stands for the first pointer moving. So when we have flag equal to 0, we just move the first pointer to a higher place. And then when the flag is 1, we just move the second pointer, and also we check that the values are equal. Yeah, and then I probably have to go to a smaller font to fill it all. To make it n square, same as above, but we don't even have to loop over I prime. We just go to dp I plus 1 j0, and we also go to dp I j1. So instead of looping over where the next pointer goes, you just either move it by 1, or you just switch the flag here. And then from dp I j1, same thing. You can move the second pointer and keep the flag equal to 1, or you can go to dp I j0 if ai is equal to bj. And this way you can get n square complexity. So it's also like optimization on this. I think I met the same problem. Pretty sure I already solved the same problem some time ago. So it's not like, yeah, that's just the solution I had in mind. I don't think I would be able to come up with it from scratch just so quickly. But the way it was, I was pretty fast with this problem. Yeah, so that's problem B. You did it like, yeah, I can copy this to my notepad. That's what I got from the chat now. In general, it is not cheating to use search engines during the contest. If you are not communicating with the others, if you're not using the internet to communicate with the others, you can just use the internet. And usually it's fine, but you have to double check the rules of the particular contest you are doing. So can I simplify it to this? I guess. Yeah, okay, so this is another way to do it. I assume dpij is again the number of sequences which like end on ij, and then you can move one pointer, move the other pointer. And then if the values are not equal, then you have to subtract it because, yeah, you cannot end the pointers here. Okay, I mean, I guess this works, but I don't have good intuition about this solution. I mean, it's definitely simpler than mine. It's just 3 lines of code inside. So my solution is like 10 lines of code inside of DP, maybe 15. And the solution from the chat is like 3 lines. But I don't really know a good explanation. Like for my solution, I just understand like the flow. And here I'm not sure, but maybe I should try to think more about it. And maybe it will make more sense. Yeah. Okay, that's it for problem B, I assume. So we have discussed C. Problem E is just do what's written in the statement. Kind of. It just made some sense and worked. Yeah. Okay. For easy problems, that's also a way to do it. But then for some harder ones, you can just get too messed up in the trying to guess the solution. So, yeah. Okay, so problem E, in problem E, there's nothing to discuss except the problem statement, which is not the easiest to understand, but it's just find the positions and then check for some pairs of positions if they're like neighboring. And we have discussed problem F during the voice call before, and I have described my approach. So I guess there's not much. Oh, there is also an echo Corsic solution to this one. So I guess it's offline. You just put all the query strings into a try, and then it's some different structure, but yeah, whatever. Problem D was easy. We also discussed it during the voice call a bit, so we just we can just binary search on the answer again, like in problem C. We just binary search on the maximum value, and then we get all the segments which have that value or lower, and we want to find if the union of those segments covers the A to B segment completely, and that can be just done in the way I did it, but maybe there's an easier one. So we just take all the segments. So here so here what I did first, I sorted all the segments by their W value, discomfort value, like cost, whatever. Then do binary search on the number of segments I take basically to the answer. I take all those segments, sort them by the left border, then go from left to right. So from to till is the boundaries of the current covered segment. And then for the next segment, if it does not intersect with the previous ones, I just check if the previous ones contains the A to B segment. If it does not, then I can just throw it away. I don't need it. And I create a new segment here. And if it does intersect, I move the right border. And the left border stays the same because I sorted all the segments initially by their left border. So the first left border is determined by the first segment, and the right border might be determined by any of those. And then I check the last segment as well if it contains A to B, and then if it's okay, then go left, otherwise go right. The problem statement was, yeah, just to recap, take some of the segments from the given set so that the maximum of their WI is as small as possible, and their union covers the A to B segment. That's just the problem statement. Rescheduling here means that you take that segment. That means you reschedule, that person will have to reschedule. No, reschedule doesn't mean you change the interval. It just means that this person will be rescheduled, will have to reschedule something because we tell them, please take part in our meeting. That's how I understand. So yeah, it was not the easiest to understand, but that's what the problem was about. Not much before that. Binary search is popular. Well, I think it kind of is. It's an important concept. You pretty often have to use it. It's not often like just binary search and then you have solved the problem. It's not that easy usually, of course. But then it's often a good block to build the solution. And for example, to decrease the complexity from linear to logarithm in some dimension. And it's often very important. Yeah. So you often have to keep it in mind. And then problem A was, well, we have a book. The page width is W characters. We have an illustration, which is P characters. The left edge should be exactly DL, which is just D, but for some reason it has an index L characters. Okay, it's because it's on the left, right? And then we have WDL minus P characters on the right. And then we want to write the text on the page, and this is not mentioned in the problem, but we have to write the text griddily from top to bottom. We cannot skip a line, which is important. Otherwise, I don't know how to solve the problem. So basically, it looks like this. So we have a page. Each dot stands for a character. Okay, I will move to File Manager because it's not. I know how to do that in Notepad. So basically, the hash. The hashes are the illustration. Let's say we have something like this. So the illustration starts at line 6 from position 5. So for example, we would have this if we had s equal to 6 and h equal to 5 here. 5 is the height of the picture. And we just start to write words. Okay. And then the next word doesn't match here. Okay, and we just write down the text, and then when we get to this line, if the word doesn't match, we have to go to another line. Okay, so something like that. And then the question is the number of lines we are using with our word. So that's like the problem statement. That's just how I see it. So, and then we have some queries. So if it was just write down the text from top to bottom, it would be easy, but we have some queries. Each query has a different starting line and the height of the picture. And for each query, we have to quickly tell the number of lines we use. And so since n is 10 to 5 and q is 10 to 5, we cannot just write down each word for each query. And then the solution is binary lifting, I guess, binary jumps, if anyone prefers. This is just prefix sums of the lengths of the words. So what is goij? What is this function? This function is, let's say that we have to write word I next, word number I next, and we have j characters available, j characters in a row. And Go says which word will be the next, like which word will we stop at? Which position is the, like how many, basically how many words we will be able to write, but it will return the pointer to the next word. And here we can do binary search. We just do binary search on how many words we will write down. We can calculate using the prefix sums array from here the amount of the number of letters we have to use for these words, and if this number does not exceed j, the available width, we can go. We can write more words, otherwise we have to write less words. And then full I. Yeah, and then notice that the position of the picture, the image, is always the same in the page. The left border and the right border are the same for all queries. That's important, because otherwise I don't think I would be able to solve the problem. For now, I'm only doing English streams, but whatever. Maybe, I mean, I might do some Russian speaking streams in future, but for now I am only doing English. Sorry about that. So, is it guaranteed that there would be exactly one image? Yes, there's only one image in each query. It's not, yeah, one image per query. It's not, yeah, it's not super clear from the statement, but it says like all, but actually it's just one. Yeah, so, yeah, so that's full I is, if we start at word I, what will be the next word we go to if we write a full line of text. Full line means that this line does not contain the image. And cut I is the same, but this stands for the line which contains the image. So we go for the left part, which is to the left of the image, and then we go for the right part. So we just go once and then we go twice. So now we have accounted for the images. So basically, like for the width of the lines, we have accounted for that. And at this point, we only need to know full and cut. These two arrays describe the whole state of what we have at this point. That's important. It's like an important breakdown point. Sure, someone asked to show the scoreboard. So here it is. Yeah, and then we cannot just use these arrays efficiently as such, but we have to use binary lifting on both arrays. We just prepare the usual binary lifting arrays on both here. And then at this point, again, we only need these binary lifting arrays. And then finally, clear first place, kind of. Not exactly. Yeah, actually formally it is. And then for each query, now we can answer the queries in log time and not in linear time because we prepared the binary lifting arrays. What we do first is we account for the first S-1 rows, which are all full rows. We try to make some jumps. So basically we want to know after we, full jump ij stands for full of full I, where with 2 to the power of j applications of full. That's like the, yeah. Not 2 to the power of j characters, but 2 to the power of j lines. 2 to j lines, yes. So here we have S-1 lines that we have to account for. We just, first we just try to apply all of these lines and see where we appear, like where we end at. If we actually manage to write all the words in the first lines, then it's fine. Then we know that we don't even have to account for the image. We have to account for the image because we have to output number of non-empty lines, and the lines containing the image actually are not empty in this problem. But anyway, another thing we have to do is we have to count exactly the number of lines we need to use. We don't need, like maybe we need less than S-1 lines. So we just do the same thing as above again, but here the condition is different. Here the condition was just, we have to use all the lines, so we just basically transform CNT to the binary and just use those jumps that we need. So we always have exactly S-1 jumps. But here we only jump if we don't write all the words, if we don't jump to the last position. And then we go from the top power of 2 to the bottom, and then if the jump does not go to the final position, we make this jump. And then eventually we get to a position from where the next jump will lead to the final position. And that's why we output the number of jumps we made, plus one jump, which is the jump to the final position, and also plus h non-empty rows, which contain the image. Yeah, and basically that's it. And then we have two similar parts afterwards. Next we have h lines which contain the image. And here, instead of full jump, we just use cut jump. We do the same. We try to use all of these lines. We go to some position. And there are two cases. One case is we do write all the text in these lines. If we do, we don't have to find out the number of lines we use, because all of these lines will be non-empty. So here I can just write this, because the output is not influenced by these lines of code. But if we do not write all the text in the lines with image, again, next we have only lines without the image. So we just know that the number of jumps is s-1 plus h, which is the number of lines before the image and the image itself. And then we just again go from like the highest power of 2 to the lowest power of 2, and we make a jump if we do not arrive at the final position. And that's why in the end we add 1 here. That was quite a thorough explanation of this problem. Feel free to ask any questions about this problem and maybe other problems if you have any. I think we have discussed all the problems. So someone asked to explain problem A, that was it, and then we have discussed all the other problems before. If you missed any of the explanations, feel free to watch the VOD in Twitch, which will be available for maybe 2 weeks, I'm not sure, and then it will be on YouTube permanently. About explaining a particular topic, I don't have any plans to do videos explaining a particular topic, but it's a bit different to work from doing streams. But yeah, I might do that in future too. So someone actually wrote, yeah, for now I only plans to have my streams on YouTube channel, but other videos may appear too. So someone, actually not someone, but my teammate Boris Minaev wrote something to me in the chat, which was explaining the easy solution to problem B. I guess I can, oh yeah, I can go through that, and then, yeah, in some of the problem, in problem F, yeah, I guess, order LRID, I mean, I can even do this, right? Is it true? I just, array int 4, no, maybe it's 7, yeah, it's probably C++ 17, but maybe I don't have this on, yeah, I probably don't have this on my compiler. But anyway, I can do LR ID coef equal to Q. Is it also C++ 17? Yeah, it is. Yeah, so that actually one thing why I don't use this stuff. So yeah, so this way it doesn't work with my compiler though. I can probably use Thai. Yeah, but one point why I don't use this stuff is that unfortunately I would love all the judging systems to have up-to-date compilers, but I think it's not the case. For example, at least Topcoder used C++11. I think it uses C++11 for now. And that's one of the reasons I do not get too attached to the C++14 and 17 features. And I try to use at most 11, I think, just to make sure that my solution compiles on every judging system. That's one thing. But yeah, these 4 lines are not gorgeous. Some sites still use Java 7. Yeah, also sad. Hopefully we can actually poke the maintainers of those systems and ask them to update. Also, array_int_4. Array_int_4 is fine, but in this case, it's just the way it is that it contains all integers, but it could be int, long, long, char, and double, whatever. So, yeah, I mean, the best way in general would probably be to create a struct, but it just takes some time. And also, if you want to sort the tuples, you don't want to create your own functions just because it takes time. But obviously, if you have enough time and if you want your code to be more readable, then obviously you should use structs here. I think all my templates are C++11, but I don't take my word for that. Problem as X is not a real problem. X is just a testing problem. It's a fake problem, which you cannot get accepted, unfortunately. You can only get wrong answer or time limit exceeded or memory limit exceeded or probably runtime error and everything else. Okay, so I was going to talk about problem B a bit. So Peter tried problem X because he wanted to test if if some solution is fast enough for some of the problems. Not sure which one. Okay, so what I see here is that dpij is the number of ways to pick some equal subsequences from A1 to I and B1 to J. So it is claimed that this value, this dpij, is exactly this. And then how do I? So the transitions, okay, initialization is probably dp00 or maybe 0, 0 is equal to 1. And then I can go to dpi plus 1j, which means skip ai plus 1. I can go to dpij plus 1, which is skip a bj plus 1. Or I can say that if ai plus 1 is equal to j plus bj plus 1, I can go to dp yeah, so basically it was, yeah, I mean, actually, when I simplified the solution, it was probably not. So here I go to here to I plus 1, j plus 1 with coefficient minus 1. It means that I skip both ai plus 1 and bj plus 1. And if they are equal, I go to here with coefficient adin, which means take both ai and bj. ai plus 1 and bj plus 1, right? And this line is required because I just want to avoid double counting, right? It's kind of inclusion-exclusion stuff, but again, I mean, this line, yeah, I guess there should be some intuition why this is correct, but anyway. Yeah, that was it. I can also say this. So Piotr replied that he was checking for memory limit exceeded. Ah, okay. So you actually did it before you implemented the solution to F, right? Easier to see why it's correct if you consider it as a backward DP. Yeah, I guess I will not try to rewrite it. You can imagine it just as I do, but then... So you either skip the last character in one string, skip the last character in the other string. You can take both characters to the subsequence and then you go -1, -1. But you cannot skip like characters. If you skip both characters eventually, then you have to subtract the I-1, J-1 value, right? Something like that. To avoid double counting, right? Because when you just skip the characters arbitrarily, you want to not account for the number of ways of skipping characters. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I have Corsic with 2m vertices in the try and 52 4-byte pointers. But you use C++, right, Peter? So it's 2m, 52 4-byte pointers. It is, and also oh, so it's actually not 52, right? Or is it 52? Do you need 52? I think it's lowercase letters, so it's 26, right? But then, yeah, 2 million vertices. The one you copy pasted from Emacs had 2 arrays. Okay, fair, fair. Obviously for a reason. But 2 million vertices times 54, 2 times 4 is like 200 megabytes, right? Isn't it? And then it's 520 here. Well, whatever. I just think that I definitely understand that when it comes to Java, but in general in C++, it's bad when you have a lot of small vectors, but if you create an array, it's just as you wrote. But yeah. So Screamlark asked the question in Russian, and basically the answer would be like, because I'm trying to do what's interesting, try to keep doing what's interesting for myself. And kind of that's it. It's MB, okay. What about in Russian? Oh, it's also B, wow. It's small b. So it's actually megabits, right? No, it's megabytes. It is megabytes, but the capitalization is wrong. Wow. I mean, I think it's been for ages like this. I'm pretty sure for ages it's M and B. X has MIB, but inside the problem you still have MB, and B is lowercase. All problems basically have lowercase b. It's like megabits, but actually it's not, it's megabytes. Don't get baited. No, it's 520 megabytes, yeah, but it's fun. I never realized it. Add donate section. I will probably do it later. But anyway, so if you say that then maybe you want to support me. Then thank you anyway. All right. Delphi used to be cool. I was using Pascal and Delphi for a long time, basically for all my high school contests. And then I had to switch to C++. All right, I think I'm going to wrap the stream up soon. So another question from Crunch is, do you think Python has a place in competitive programming? A lot of contests allow it, but it messes up time limits sometimes. I would love it to have its place. And in general, one problem is that sometimes Python has too tough overhead, and it's hard to set time limits accordingly. But I think the main problem of Python in competitive programming in general is, I mean, it's not the nicest thing to say, but in general, the people who are setting problems, not all of them think that Python is just worth anything, like any attention, and many of them just don't even think that Java is worth any attention, and they just only write solutions in C++. They also optimize their solutions and then just set the time limit equal to 2 times the time of their solution, and they just say that's it. Okay, so and obviously, yeah, Java is generally slower than C++. In some problems, it's not too much slower, but it's generally slower. And Python is definitely slower than both when it comes to it, but I think that many people just don't see the reason to include other languages apart from C++. And for that reason, it's hard for Python to keep up with all the contests, because in some contests and some problems, you just cannot solve them with Python. But for easier problems, it's nice. I think that you can type stuff faster if you're used to it. Julia is pretty cool too. I'm not sure, isn't it used at... I haven't checked, but if it's not still used at Codeforces, then yeah, someone should definitely ask Mike. I believe that there have been such questions, like some people obviously asked Mike to add Julia. I think I saw it, but maybe it's not done yet. I am not generally using Python for contests, but I can write some Python code. That's true. Play some type racers. Racer. Okay. I'm a bit tired, so I'm not even talking properly. But anyway, for you at the end of the stream, I guess we can do that for now. Sure. I guess we can try it one time. At least. Oh, security. I'm a human. Come on, you. Why do I have to do this? Maybe stop? $300 IQ required for this website. Yeah, I guess that's recapture. Also a lot of ads said. I need to invite you. Invite friends, right? Okay. Come on, poker stars. Stop. Okay. Is there a chance to see me on Kaggle? Potentially, but for now, I don't do a lot of machine learning contests. It's a bit It's quite a bit different from what I usually do. I reached character limit of 500, what? Why was the link so... Invite people? What's that capture? Why is it here? Can I just play? Raise your friends. See how I just call everyone in the chat a friend? Easy as that. 2 Kaggle contest, none with machine learning. Yeah. I know that some problems can definitely be solved with some whatever. About to start. Wait. What's going on? Okay, this is a little ridiculous indeed. Okay, 79 WPM, not great. Someone has 114, that's pretty cool. Ice Cuber has 74. Anyway, 3rd place, that's not too bad. Also, Mystery Science Theater. I like this first sentence. Top coder uses Python too. Yeah. That's sad. What, another one? Okay, let's do 3. No. Oh, I cannot join my own race, right? Amazing. Okay, have fun, guys. How did it happen? Could be you. No, I couldn't. Okay. $126, okay. Nice. These ads are annoying. I guess I should have some ad block for the streams. So will it be a new race in 30 seconds? I guess I can just leave it and create a new one. I can't? Can I? Do I have to refresh? Raise my friends. Okay, another link. Let's try. Maybe I can join this race. I can even see the text. Cool. But the ads are really annoying. I don't want to take the test. Come on, you. Okay, 112. This was quite easy. The text was quite easy. Oh, it was Shakespeare. Okay, I actually wanted to ask if it's actually a Shakespeare stuff. Because the words were quite... do's and nerds. Yeah, quite. Accuracy 100%. Okay. I guess it's time to end now. Begin test. No. I don't want to begin test. You. Stop. Whatever. Yeah, okay. I guess I'll go now. I'm very tired with today, and am I feeling nervous while writing contests in live? Somewhat. Depends on the contest. I mean, even in this contest, I was somewhat nervous, as you could see, but in general, I think not too much. It's easier when you've done plenty of them. Do I have a general approach in marathon matches problem? Not really. I can't tell too much. I just try to find something that you can optimize first, and then I try to optimize it. I'm not sure if it's easy to explain. Just, yeah, I don't have any general, like, toolbox. Or maybe I have, but I have to figure it out, and I'm not sure I can do it now. Code Forces does not. It doesn't have any open on-site contests, but Mike is residing at St. Petersburg ITMO University right now, and so it's easy enough for me to meet him. But for you, it might not be as easy, you know. Yeah. So thanks a lot for the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Somehow we managed to snatch the second victory in a row, even though it was not easy. Unfortunately, I'm not sure about when the next stream will be. So initially it was planned for the 29th of August at the same time, but from what I heard from the organizer, which is Snark News, he said that it will be delayed, like the end of the round will be later. So, and right now I think it's not even open for participating. Yeah, it says that I am not allowed to participate, and I guess neither are you. So, anyway, I will definitely be streaming this contest whenever its end comes close. And feel free to do the contest yourself whenever you see it's open. And I will announce the next stream at Code Forces for sure. Also, I will make a tweet whenever it starts, and also create a comment. So yeah, that's gonna be it. And anyway, like, be sure to follow me on Twitch to get an instant notification when I go live. That's the best way not to miss the stream. That's it. Thanks everybody for the stream. It was fun. Hope you had a good time, and see you next time for round 3, or maybe earlier for some other activities. Thanks. Bye-bye.